Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Yeah, it doesn't matter how I turn this cup. It's pretty much the same all the way around. Okay. Well, I guess this way shows up the Winnipeg Jets logo the best. Okay, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to be painting the number 50, all being well. That's the plan. I'm a little concerned because it is dark, but apparently there were times that the flight deck was actually this dark. Earlier this morning, I was thinking about the decals that have to go on this deck. There's a lot of little decals to indicate the landing position for the aircraft, and but I don't recall actually seeing any markings on the deck as to where they have to go. Now these three here are really obvious. There has to be, I believe, it's some sort of little white lines have to be put all the way around, and but as far as the little lines that indicate if you're going straight down the deck or not I'm not seeing anything, unless I look really close. Maybe I might see something, but I don't think so. So how do you know where to put those? I'm going to do my best to try and get these ones on, or maybe I'll end up masking this off and spraying it white. But I'm going to try and do the decal thing. Those decals are really big. Right now they're as large as this opening. And it would be hard to get a large decal like that right at all at the same time. Now it was suggested to cut them in half. And I was thinking, yeah, I could cut them in half and then just put one half on and then put the other half on. That would definitely be easier. And then you'd have to be sure and try and get them to line up. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty obvious. There's two separate pieces there. Yeah, I'm just sort of wondering about the decals. Should I try and stick them on before I start putting a whole bunch of detail on top of the deck? Right now, it would be the easiest time to do it. There's nothing here obstructing you. Okay, what do we got here? It is 7:37. The walkers may have come by. I didn't see them yesterday. Okay, we are ready for Missy. A lot of people like that little segment that I stick in where she comes by. I like it too, actually. Okay, what do we got going on here? Oh, yeah, we should really have a little quick rollback, and it'll only last about, I think it lasts less than a minute because I sped it up about 30 times. But I did get out and I did put the bike box bulge on. So why don't we just quickly roll back and you'll see what that was all about. Okay. Now, I don't know what the weather's going to be yet today. Hey Google, what is the weather forecast for Winnipeg this morning?
The forecast in Winnipeg this morning is 0 degrees and cloudy. Right now, it's 1 degree and cloudy.
Okay, she says it's 1 degree and cloudy. My thermometer says it is 0.7 degrees Celsius. So 0.7 is pretty much 1. So that's true. But why then does this say 2? Okay. Or unless maybe that's what it's supposed to go up to. Precipitation 10%. A high of 2. That's what it's all about. All right. So the weather doesn't look too good for the delivery of the. Maybe I should have asked what is the weather for tomorrow, because Bill Cycle said they might deliver the bike Friday or Saturday. Hey Google, what is the weather forecast for tomorrow?
In East St. Paul, there will be light snow with a high of 2 and a low of -6.
Light snow, that doesn't sound too good. She said East St. Paul. Well, East St. Paul is sort of an area. We're kind of in the East St. Paul area. I always thought we were in North Kildonan. Okay. No, I think we are sort of considered East St. Paul. Anyway, more information you don't need. Let's get ourselves recomposed here and try and paint our number 50 on. I think that the best way to go about this would be to have this elevated. Now, because I do not want to have the spray going around, curling around and hitting the underneath, I'm going to want to try and keep the angle of spray no shallower than 45 degrees, I would think, especially for right here. Yeah, this is, you know what, I should maybe put some masking tape along the edge of that. Otherwise this edge here is going to get paint on it for sure. I already did put a little piece of masking tape on a place that I thought might get caught, that I thought should stay the number 66. So if I had it, put it on a box or anything, and just sort of keep it at an angle like this in front of the spray booth, and spray down at an angle. I think this should work. Then turn it around and come in and get the other edge. I think it's going to work. Well, we'll know by the end of the day, because by the end of today we will be done here. There won't be a whole lot we can do with this thing until after. Let's see, get it down here and see the whole length of it. I keep forgetting I'm moving stuff out of your field of view. That must be frustrating. Okay, yeah, let's recompose here and do what we can do, because we're sure not going to be going out for a quick scoot today. That's for sure. Summer's coming. Don't worry, summer's coming. No, this may or may not work. I can see I'm going to have to do a little bit of recomposing here. But the idea is that what we want to be able to do is have this slide this thing along. Okay, so I want to be able to spray in at an angle like this and hope that the paint does not curl or eddy around underneath and get onto our number 66 that we put on yesterday. I don't think it will. I think I'll be able to do the edges all the way along quite nicely. And I had originally thought of fastening something to the bottom of this. You know, that might have been a better idea. Put a whole bunch of little, well, not a whole bunch, but 4 or 5 Tamiya paint jars with Mac tack, and just slid everything. That might have actually been better. Let's just do a dry run here. How is this going to go when I get over here? See, it's right now everything is sort of falling off the other end of the table. I need a little support like this. Well, that's not too complicated, is it? At the other end there, because it has a tendency to want to rise up. Now, mind you, that wouldn't be a serious thing. I just have to remember to keep my angle, you know, and not go like this. Uh-oh. Telephony. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I am so sick of getting these scams. That call was to tell me that my social insurance number had been canceled. They said this is a call from the Department of Services Canada, and we just want to let you know that your social insurance number has been canceled. So what happens is, I suppose, if a person was to go ahead and talk to somebody. Excuse me, my voice is going here today. They probably would say something to the effect of, "We have to verify your social insurance number. Could you please give it to us?" Well, then well, you know how it goes. Don't you just wish you could reach through the line and grab those people and just shake them? Okay, I'm gonna maybe come up with a different idea here. Okay, I went down to my workshop and I got 3 or 4 little 2x4 cutoffs. We're just going to do a dry run here and see how it goes. I think it's going to be alright. Not perfect, but... Okay, the plan is to try and do most of my spraying right in the center here, so that because I am back from it's not like I'm spraying inside here, I'm out here. So I want to try and get most of the mist to go into the filters, not into my room. This should work. Yeah, okay, so we can spray like the center here. And all right, so then we move it along. We do an area about this big. Then we move it a little bit, and spray. Move it a little bit, spray. Yeah, I think this is going to be all right. I'll have to remember to pick it up from underneath. Seems to be going okay, and it's not falling off the end. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Okay, let's get our paint thinned out here. This is a brand new jar here, never been opened. So, oh, it opens good. Okay, let's get this thinned out, and I'm probably going to mix it up. I'm guessing I'll give it 40% thinner and 60% paint. Generally, that's about all you can get in these jars when they're new like this, because there just isn't enough room to get that much more thinner in there. Okay.
Let's go, Miss.
Hello, Missy. You sidetracked by all these new fresh smells? Is that what it is?
Oh, she is thrilled with the fresh snow. Me, not so much.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Man, cloudy, snow. Does the weatherman not know that it is April? So I've been watching the news. Everyone in the entire world is talking about Trump, which he loves, I guess. You know, all publicity is good publicity. So,
Okay.
he's
come on.
having a good day.
There we go.
Ah,
Yeah,
and I am too.
that's good. Yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. Here, sit down, Missy. Sit down. Get that wet tail out of my face.
I think in 3 years it will be proven that President Trump is the best thing that has ever happened to Canada. Our economy will be booming. We'll be selling stuff all over the world where we haven't sold it before. The United States will then drop their tariffs and want our stuff, and we'll have to put on a midnight shift, you know, to get them all the resources that they need. Our economy is going to boom like it never has before. We're going to end up with free pharmacare, dentacare, Medicare, and we'll start moving towards a universal basic income.
Well, let's see what happens. I guess 3 years from now, time will tell.
Our Prime Minister Carney has said that he understands what President Trump is attempting to do for the economy of the United States.
Yeah, well, I
Factories home in 5 specific areas.
was going to say, I can understand why he's doing it too.
Say goodbye to Uncle Ron. Thanks, Uncle Ron. You're the best.
Thank you for coming,
You're
Misty.
just the best.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Ron, for your kindness.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya. It's gonna be a good day.
I think so. You'll have to say something nice about my bike box bulge.
It is absolutely beautiful. I think it's almost the most wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant. Outstanding. Words fail me. Is that good?
That was
enough?
good.
Okay.
That was good. Good acting, Max.
When in doubt, lie.
Bye, Missy.
Cloudy day, kind of yucky.
Oh, yucky is an understatement.
Are you going out today?
No,
With the bicycle?
no. Too wet.
Too wet. Maybe tomorrow will be better. We just need sunshine, really.
Yeah,
If the roads are dry, that's all you need.
Yeah.
+3, +4.
We'll see what happens.
Tomorrow. Thanks,
Yeah.
Rod.
All right. Yeah, I don't think there'll be any quick scoots today. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, now I'm just about all set up here. I got my paint stirred and thinned, and yeah, I think we're about ready to hook up the airbrush and give it a whirl and see what's going to happen. I think though before I do that, I'm going to go and do a bunch of editing. Yeah, see what we got here this morning. Okay, and then we'll be back. In the last episode, somebody asked me, what size nozzle do you have in your airbrush? And as far as I know, I've been using the the 0.5. Okay, that's supposed to be a 3. But I'm going to see if I can use a bigger one here. Now this one is supposed to be a 0.8. So that would be considerably larger than the one I've got in there now, which is a 0.5. And I've never tried anything else. So it's just going to take me a minute here to get this set up. Now from arm's length, these needles look the same. So I might have to do a little checking here. I'm just going to go ahead and change the needle. And we don't need to do that on camera. I'll be able to do a safer job if I do it off camera. Yeah, you want good airbrush tutorials, you watch Jason Port in the Model Kit series and channel, and he's I think he talks about needles and stuff like that. Okay, I've got our number 50 in here. It's filled right up to the top with the diluted paint, or thinned, I guess we call it. And a few moments ago I thought I'll lower my pressure down to about 10 pounds, because being it's a larger nozzle, it shouldn't take as much pressure to. But then I realized, well, that's silly, because then I'm not going to notice the difference. So I'm leaving everything set exactly the way it was yesterday, including taking off the needle cap. Okay, now I am going to want to go easy with this, because I got a feeling that 0.8 we'll be able to empty our reservoir pretty fast. So I want to watch what I'm doing here. Okay, speaking of watching what I'm doing, I guess I better watch what I'm doing. Alright, are we ready to boogie here? Let's zoom in a bit. Oh my, it really came out of there. Holy moly. Maybe I will reduce the air pressure to about 10 pounds. Okay, I believe that has basically got it. It's pretty thick in some places. Probably, I would say most of it is wet still. Well, half of it anyway. Okay, I'm just going to clean up here. We got that much left out of the jar. I imagine this will be dry by the time I get my airbrush cleaned up. Okay, here's what's been happening. I put the 0.5 millimeter nozzle back into the airbrush. And yeah, the 0.8, it does really well on a large area like this. But it would be lousy, you might say, for trying to paint something like this. It would just smother it right away. You couldn't do a delicate job. But this kit also came with a 0.3 nozzle and needle. I haven't tried that either, so I thought maybe what I'll do is I'll try that maybe tomorrow or the next time I spray. But we have to mount the railing onto this part here. Actually, there's two of them. And then also we were going to spray these little ammo boxes, remember? I think we were going to, well, if they're going to be going on this dark gray, we'll be painting them with a lighter gray so that they'll stand out a bit. What else was I going to mention here? I think that's going to be it for today. I don't have any other news. I was noticing that it was a little bit faint right there. I guess when I went in this direction with the spray, remember I turned it around, and so it's a little faint right there. But if we're going to be using this color again, I can go over it. I can also see right in here, right there. It's just a little bit faint. Now we wouldn't probably notice that after a whole lot of detail was on the deck. Way over here, I know you can't see it, but right there, it's still a little bit wet. So it must have got extra heavy there. I think it'll be okay. We'll look at that maybe tomorrow morning after it dries and make sure that we can still see the deck planking, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it quits though. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.